Ralph, it's obviously been a rather quiet summer for Southampton when it comes to transfers and players into the club. You've signed 2 new players at the moment. The window is obviously looming now, a week on Monday. How confident are you can get the players that you want in, or if alternatively you're happy with the squad you have at your disposal now? If the window was to shut today, would you still be happy that you had a competitive squad?
No, I wouldn't, but I know that we will get players in.
How many more players do you think you anticipate? I didn't expect a short answer there. How many more players do you expect to get into the club between now and a week on Monday?
Yeah, I mean, now comes the moment. I think there are some good opportunities are coming up, maybe also for us. The players was our number one choice. I think was not so easy for us to get them, but I think there are some other alternatives where we are still keen when they're coming to us. And if it's on loan or permanent, anyway, I think we know that we need a few ones, and 1 or 2 players minimum. We must get maybe 3.
And in terms of potential departures, there's been a lot spoken about Wesley Hood. Is there any developments on his potential departure from the club?
So far, nothing is finalized. So as long as this is not happening, it's too early to speak about that. But he's one of the players who will leave our club, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we will go to Jonathan at Premier League.
Hi, Ralph. Just fitness-wise and team news ahead of the Burnley match. What's the update, Ralph?
In the moment, we have with Reddy still out with an injury, with an ankle injury. Everybody else can train with us. We had a few issues after the game. Took us a little bit longer for one or the other player to recover, but now everybody's on the pitch. Everybody was training today. We had some good sessions this week. And with this squad, we go to the game against Burnley.
Given what you've talked about it in previous weeks about the short pre-season, the size of your squad, also what happened in the second half against Tottenham, Ralph, are you going to have to adjust your demands a little bit on these players in the next few weeks?
Yeah, I think the end of last season seemed us to be further in our development, but now after the break, we are absolutely not on the same level in the moment. Although I must say the first half against Tottenham was a little bit going in this direction, what we played at the end of last season. And yeah, it's on us to keep it longer than 45 minutes. In the moment, we are not able to push for 90 minutes. If we are in this position, then I'm sure we can also take again good results, but we have to. We have a difficult game now on the weekend, and we must show that we are longer compatible like in the last games.
Yeah, how dangerous are Burnley, and why do they have such a good record against Southampton, do you think, particularly at Turf Moor?
I remember 2 games. The first one, we were once winning until I think the overtime, and then conceded a penalty with VR. Would not happen again, I think. So it was a very good game from our side. And the second one was last season, the first game of the season, and we had 60 good minutes, and then conceded 3 easy goals. It's a tough game, a very good organized opponent with a clear plan, a very clear philosophy, and I really like what they play. I really like how they are committed, and I think Sean Dyche does a fantastic job there. We must show that we are also able. I think the last home game we had a chance to win, but finally couldn't make it, and we have to do it better than in the last game against them, and this is the plan for the weekend.
Thanks, Ralph.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Adam Blackmore.
Ralph, hi, good afternoon.
Hi, Adam.
Nice to speak to you.
Thank you.
Ralph, when you've looked back at the second half last Sunday, you've obviously, from the outside, taken criticism as a team, and you for the tactics last Sunday, everyone talking about the high line and it being wrong and so on. When you've analysed it, what have you decided? If your team aren't at a level where they can press for 90 minutes, should they have dropped deeper as the game went on and defended a different way, or was it individual mistakes?
Like always, it's a little bit too easy to say a high line, and that's the reason why. No, the first thing I must say, the line wasn't that high, to be honest, especially not in the second half. In the first half, we had a few scenes where we played on offside, and in the moment it's difficult to play on offside because the linesman never raise their arm, and then you have to run and defend it until the end, and then you see if it's offside or not. This is the problem in the moment with the VR, that they don't raise their arm anymore. So it makes it difficult to play on offside at the moment. Even if it's clear offside, they don't raise the flag anymore. So we have to know this, and this is a little bit of an issue for this rule. We had one scene in the second half where it was no offside, and then we had a counter-attack, and suddenly they stopped the game for being offside. So it was a little bit strange, but okay, we can adapt this, no problem. We never spoke about stopping running if somebody runs deep or not covering the other one. This is a behavior that has nothing to do with a high line or a deep line. You have to do this run, and if you let some 2 times, 3 times running in this gap and don't follow, then it's definitely difficult to defend against such an opponent. We did much better in the first half. We were much better committed. And of some reasons, when you're then 1 down or 2 down, then you get more risk. And when you even invest more in playing in front, and then you concede counter-attack goals. So it's never that easy. You know this, I think. You're long enough in the football that it's not one reason why you lose a game. But when you make too many mistakes and too many automatisms that are not working anymore, then it looks like our game in the second half against Tottenham, against a good team with good quality in front.
So what's been the emphasis in training this week ahead of another tough game at Turf Moor?
Yeah, our defensive behavior was sure something we were working on, and we have the time now this week to show the guys, to convince them, to be critical. I think this was always the way we went. We were never stopping working on our behaviors and on our quality and our performance. And hopefully we can see immediately on the weekend that we are not so easy to create chances against us.
Just finally, the club haven't beaten Burnley since 2016, home or away. I spoke to Oriol Romeu about it this week, and he said they're a difficult team to, effectively saying, impose yourselves on. You know, you have to impose yourselves on them somehow, but they're a very strong side, mentally and physically. What's the harder bit, matching them physically, or actually being strong enough in your mind to play your own game and not be affected by theirs?
No, I think even the best teams get affected by their game because it's simply and clear, and a good first touch ball behind the last lines cause everybody problems. So you have to adapt your game to this. And I think we have also some qualities in our game that can hurt them. I think we showed it in the last game that we had good chances to score. We had a fantastic goal from Mingzi after counter-pressing. So we have to pay attention on every part of our game. And if we do a good performance in any part, I think then we have definitely the quality to win also against Burnley the first time. And it's something that is we want to show ourselves that we are further in our development that in the last season, and this is the goal for the weekend. And I think it's a good game to come up for us because we know about the difficult, and we go there and want to show up.
Thanks very much, Ralph. Good luck.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll go to James at TalkSport.
Hi, Ralph.
Hello.
Ralph, heading into this season, there was quite a lot of optimism amongst the club and amongst the fans about what may be possible after what was a really good end to last season. Is that optimism still there?
I don't know. I don't have this view on a season. I think I know always that it's not automatically ending a season good, or that you start the next good. So we had a very difficult preseason. So it's not really surprising that we in the moment don't play our best football, to be honest. That's not really something I expected, to be honest. We had some good moments in the last game where we showed that we can do it much better. I think the first half against Tottenham was a very strong one. Conceded a very stupid goal right before the halftime. I think we are against the ball and with the ball, not yet this team what we have been last season in the end. But there are some reasons why we are not so good in the moment. And we know that we are a team. We only win games if we run more, if we fight more, if we play better football than we do it in the moment. And then we have a chance. And so the optimism is maybe there because we showed for these 7 unbeaten games, then we can really be a strong side. But it's not something you have forever. So you have to work always for this. And in the moment, we are not so far in our development that we thought.
And how long do you think it will take you to get the squad to where you want to be in regards to that? Are there any fears that the tough start to last season may be repeated this season? I know it's only been 2 games.
Yeah. We know that it is a very long season, and we also know that we should have, or when it's a more comfortable start if you win immediately. But I think we know the situation, and we know what is about coming up after a not so good start, and this is the reason why we take every game now as an important chance for getting better. And the next one on Saturday is exactly such a chance for us to show up against a team. We have only taken 1 point since I'm here, and we know that we have won against them for a long time. But every record can come to an end, and if we do what we can do best, I think then we have a big chance to win against them.
And finally, from me, you said earlier that you know you were going to get players in before the end of the transfer window. But are there any regrets about sanctioning some of the moves, especially midfielders leaving the club either on loan or on permanent deals, before you had players in the door ahead of this season?
Yeah, but if you speak about Pierre Højbjerg, there was no alternative. He had 1 more year left. Today in modern football, 1 more year contract is nearly nothing. So you know that is sometimes difficult to put the big pressure on a player or on a higher transfer value. On the other side, players are leaving us where we are convinced that they don't help us to make the next step to an even better Premier League team. If you want to make the step, you need money. This is also nothing new, I think. And the number 1 options cost a lot of money, and it's sometimes a little bit frustrating if you see them when playing for other teams. You know them, but you don't get them because you have more limits than other teams or other clubs. But then we have to bring other players in, and we maybe have then players that take a little bit longer to help us to make the next step. But I'm sure we will get players that help us to make the next step, and for this we are working.
Thanks, Ralph. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, James. We'll go to Jim at PA.
Hi, can you hear me? Yeah, hi. Ralph, with the record at Burnley, does it make it any easier that you're going to be going there with no fans at Turf Moor and places like this season for the foreseeable future? Or do you not see it that way?
No, don't see it that way because I don't think that the fans had such a big impact in the last 2 games there. In the first, sure not, because we played very well there. We were close to a win. And the second one also, but was not a big problem. We had more problem with the wind than with the fans, to be honest, in this game. So when I remember the first goal, but no, anyway, it's never easy there. A lot of teams are struggling there, and I think this is not a coincidence that they have been successful in last time in the Premier League. They're good organized, even if they have some injury problems. We know how tough it is, but we are also not so bad. I know that we are better than we have shown in the last 3 games. And this is what we are focusing on. We know that we can play better, that we can play calmer, that we can play more efficient. We had a lot of chances in the last games where we didn't score. I think we have games where we were more clinical last season, and this would help us absolutely to. Normally in the halftime against Tottenham, it must stand 2-3-0 for us, or like that, and we didn't do it. And I think there's also a goal for the next games.
Is it just now then that the squad have to focus on what you did well at Project Restart rather than what hasn't gone so well since you started again this season?
I think we must be also honest what we haven't done well. It's the only way to make it better. If you think you do everything all right and you lose 5-1, it's something is not right, I think. So we must be critical, yes, but also see that we had some moments in the game where we definitely played it well, scored a good goal, and this was important also for Ings, and Shea had also a few big chances where we really played fantastic to create these chances. And every time we play quick and direct, when we are strong, the defending stuff was the big topic. I spoke about that. It was too easy how we concede the goals, and these are a few things we had to work on, and this is what we have to do better, and then we have a bigger chance to take something.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Yeah.